You must be aware by now that Genshin Impact is a gacha game, and like most gacha games, they have many different currencies to make you lose your mind. And this one is no different. You will have to juggle with a lot of them in order to buy gears and characters. And even though in other games you have to pay a lot of money to get them and even struggle in the conversion rate, really you do not have to care in Genshin, you'll just have to play the game. We'll see a few of these currencies like the Mora, Primogem, Acquaint Fate and Acquaint Fate, the Genesis Crystals, Stella Stardust, Stella Starglitter, the Stella Fortunas, the Resin, the Realm currency and the Sigils. But how do you get them in the first place and how do you use them? That's what I'm going to try to show you in this video. We'll go over each type of currency and see how it can be obtained and used. So if you're ready to learn more about the ins and outs of the currency system of Genshin Impact, you will see that this is far less complicated than it actually seems. The most used currency in Genshin Impact is probably going to be Mora, and I bet that you understood that this is gold. Like any other game, you can obtain Mora by defeating enemies, completing quests, or even doing commissions. Commissions basically being just daily quests. You can also get this Mora by doing something called Leyline, but I wouldn't really recommend you doing this because this is quite wasteful in my opinion, unless you really need it. In the end, you'll get Mora with pretty much every single activities you can do, and you'll also get it with every system in the game, like the battle pass, the events, the promo codes. So basically, like any other game, you'll just have to play to get it. You'll use it pretty much everywhere in the game to upgrade your characters, weapons and artifacts. And you will also find, of course, NPCs that will sell you a bunch of stuff. Some of them will give you cooking materials, and others can even sell you essential materials that is quite useful for your characters. And since they spawn every 48 hours, I think you should definitively buy them when you see them. You can even buy low level artifacts with it and feed it to higher level ones, so you'll need more Mora to do it, so you'll need even more Mora. Primogems are the backbone of a wish system. It allows you to obtain new characters and weapons, and in addition to using them for wishes, you can also spend them on Resin if you choose. But honestly, you shouldn't really use this for Resin. But if you really wish to use it for Resin, just keep in mind that the cost increases with each conversion. You can obtain your Primogems through various means in the game. Completing quests and daily commissions. Usually daily commissions will roughly get you 1800 per month. You can also check in on the website, which will give you 60 per month. And while I'm recording this, I'm just thinking that I might have forgotten them for like 5 days. I'll be right back. Now, there is this other thing called the Spiral Abyss. You will just find it at some point, and it gives you 1200 per reset and there's 2 resets per month. And if you are watching the Genshin Impact live streams, you will also be able to redeem some promotional codes. You will also be able to get them through achievements. Every now and then you'll see some events pop up in the game. Usually events are like mini-games inside the game, and honestly they're just really fun. They are not that hard to do, and there's quite a lot of Primogems to get. Every time there's a maintenance, you'll be quite sad because you cannot play the game, so Oyoverse is there for you. They will give you 300 Primogems just by waiting, and if there are bugs, they'll also give you 300 Primogems, even if you never encountered the bug. At some point in the game you'll unlock the Serenity Pot, and by raising your companion friendship level, you will be unlocking some character presents. Now, another way to get some Primogems is by paying, cause obviously it is a gacha game. There are 3 ways you can get them, either through the Battle Pass, which will give you 680 at max level because you have to do the entire Battle Pass to get it. You can purchase the Blessing of the Walking Moon. It will give you 90 per day, which is about 2700 Primogems, and it will cost you roughly $5. I think you really understand now that the Primogems are a valuable resource inside Genshin Impact. This is what will get you new characters or new weapons. The Acquaint and Intertwined Fate. These two are two special types of currency that you will use throughout the game. The Acquaint Fate can be used to obtain characters or weapons from the event banner, which is temporary. And you have a 50% chance of getting the character or weapon that you want. If you didn't get the character or weapon the first time, you will get it 100% of the time the second time. And as for the Acquaint Fate, it allows you to obtain characters and weapons from the permanent banner. The difference being that the pool is shared for both characters and weapons for this one. There is also some Acquaint Fate that you will be able to get from the in-game activities, such as upgrading your characters and from the free Battle Pass, and if you pay the Battle Pass you can actually get some intertwined Fate. The Genesis Crystal are the premium types of currency that you purchase with real money. You can even purchase one of the very few skins that are available inside the shop, or you can purchase one of the packages for in-game items. And just keep in mind that these items can be gathered inside the game for only a few minutes of gameplay. But the first reason people buy some Genesis Crystals is to get some Primogems. As we just saw, Primogems are used to get some characters and weapons, so this is essentially what people use their money on. As for the ratio, it is a 1-to-1 between the Primogems and the Genesis Crystals, which is pretty uncommon for a gacha game. You really shouldn't feel bad if you're not using Genesis Crystals or if you're not buying anything inside this game. You still have to remember that this is mostly a solo game, so unless you really want a character in particular, or maybe their weapon, don't buy this, I guess. Of course, this means that you will have to make some sacrifices and you might not get the character that you want at this time, but they might reappear later in time. So I will just say that you probably should focus on the ones that you love the most. Stardust and Starglitter. This is related to the fates because each time you obtain a 3-star weapon, you will get some masterless Stardust. These masterless Stardust can be used inside the shop to get you some characters ascension items, weapon ascension, and etc. I would say the most useful usage for this Stardust is to get the Fate from the shop. You can get 5 of each month. It might also be useful to get some Dust of Azoth, which will allow you to convert some in-game items of a certain element to another element. As for the Masterless Starglitter, it is obtained when you get a 4 or 5 star as a duplicate. You can also buy some Fate inside the shop with this Starglitter. Or you can also buy some guaranteed character. There is a fixed rotation of weapons and characters. There are 12 characters every 6 months. The Stella Fortunas. If you obtain a character that you already have, you will receive 1 Stella Fortunas of this specific character. This allows you to enhance the character abilities. For example, you might be able to unlock a new passive that increases the character's attack damage, or one that reduces the character's cooldown time. And if you unlock 6 of these, you will receive way more Stardust and way more Starglitter the next time you get a duplicate. Resin. In many mobile games you'll see an energy bar that allows you to do limited actions per day. This is basically that. Resin replenishes over time at a rate of 1 every 8 minutes, so you will need to be quite strategic in your usage. It allows you to claim some rewards from the domain, the bosses, the weekly bosses, and the ley lines, which are small challenges that rewards you either with gold or experience. And if you've used the entirety of your resin, you can get it from 2 other ways. Sometimes you will get some fragile resin. It holds 60 resin as an item, and you can choose whenever to use it. You will get some by raising your adventure rank or completing the battle pass. But I do not suggest that you get it before your adventure rank 45, reason being that you will want to get some 5-star artifact as soon as possible, and being AR 45 will get you 5-star domains. The second way is by using the Transient Resin, which holds 60 resin. This item can be bought in your teapot once a week and it will last only 7 days, so you better use it quickly. I said there's 2 ways to get some resin, but there's actually a third one. The third one is by paying. But even if you do want to pay, you are limited, and the cost increases. As you can see, you can refill 6 times a day and the cost increases a lot. So I absolutely do not recommend using this method to get some resin. There is one special type of resin called the condensed resin, which allows you to store 40 resin as an item. You can only hold 5 of these, but using them will definitely save you some time. Instead of doing your domain or leyline twice, you can only do it once and get double the rewards with this condensed resin. So this is perfect for days that you do not want to play. You can simply log in, convert your resin, and log off. This recipe can be obtained by completing the reputation level in Liyue. The Realm Currency. This is a very special type of currency that can be earned and used exclusively in the Serenity Pot. You will be able to decorate and customize your own realm by purchasing blueprints and decorations. And last we have the Sigils. Every time you explore a region, you will get some by opening chests, completing quests, and completing the statues of Sevens. And this is basically only used to purchase some character ascension materials, weapon materials, and other in-game items, such as blueprints for your Serenity Pot. And you can also use it as offerings for different trees. I hope that at least I could provide you with some information that you might not have known. This is also the first time that I've created a video, and I'm not sure how I did. And so if you have like 10 seconds to let me know in the comments what you hated or what you loved in this video, I would really appreciate it. Anyway, I think this is all for this one. Please pet your pet, and I hope you have a wonderful travel in the land of Teyvat.